Religion blames you. They told you religion was love. They said it was mercy, that it would make you whole. But what they didn't say is that when things go wrong, when the pain is too much, when the silence becomes deafening, that they will not blame themselves. They will blame you. You were told you were born broken, that your first breath came with a stain, that your questions are dangerous, your thoughts are suspicious, that the desires you didn't choose are sins, that your body is a test, that your pain is part of some grand design. And if you suffer, it's not because the system failed you. It's not because the divine was silent. It's not because no one helped. It's because you didn't believe hard enough. You didn't pray correctly. You weren't obedient enough. Somehow, it's always your fault. This happens across all religions. In mosques, in churches, in temples, in holy books. Different names, different gods, but the message is the same. Submit, obey, silence your doubt. Because your mind cannot be trusted, because your suffering is spiritual. And the only way to make sense of the pain is to believe that you deserve it. If you're depressed, they tell you to pray. If you're anxious, they tell you to have faith. If you're in crisis, they say the test will make you stronger. But if that faith doesn't bring peace, if that prayer doesn't heal a wound, if your questions don't disappear, then clearly you're the one at fault. Imagine a system that teaches you to distrust your own pain, that punishes you for seeking truth. Imagine a doctrine that tells you that when you're raped, you tempted someone, that when you're gay, you're diseased, that when your child dies, it's a lesson, that when the answers don't come, it's because you're not worthy of them. That's not faith. That's gaslighting on a global scale. Religion claims to offer hope, but often what it offers is guilt. Guilt for your body, guilt for your doubts, guilt for your grief. And shame? Shame so deep it buries itself in the core of who you are. Shame that keeps you quiet when you should be screaming. Shame that makes you kneel when you should be standing up. Shame that convinces you you deserve this. But where is the accountability? Where is the God who answers? Where are the leaders who protect the innocent? Children are abused, and the church hides it. Women are shamed, and the clerics call it purity. Lives are destroyed, and the scripture is quoted as justification. And you're told to have more faith, to forgive, to stay quiet. Because speaking up is rebellion, and rebellion is sin. Let's be honest, you were told that if you just followed the rules, you'd be okay. But what happens when you did everything right, and the pain still came? What happens when you gave your whole heart to faith, and it gave you silence in return? What happens when your whole identity is swallowed by something that calls your very existence a flaw? Here's the truth. You were not broken. You were never the problem. You were human. You were asking questions. You were trying to understand a world that doesn't make sense. And religion took advantage of that. It sold you shame dressed as salvation. It turned your suffering into submission. And when you asked why, it said, because you deserved it. But now you see it. You feel it. You know that something doesn't add up. You're not a sinner. You're not unworthy. You're not a failure of faith. You are done blaming yourself. The shame was never yours. The guilt was never yours. It was planted in you to keep you obedient. But you're not here to kneel. You are here to think, to feel, to live fully without fear, without shame, without permission. They blamed you, but you're free now, and that freedom is sacred.